Have you seen my mommy? I pulled into the parking lot and ran inside to meet our agent. Jack and I had been trying to buy a house for months, so when we'd heard about this listing hitting the market, we'd jumped at a viewing. As you can see, it's a lovely Victorian on a quaint cul-de-sac, said Helen. Seeing my visibly bulging stomach, she asked, "Are you expecting?" I nodded proudly. That's wonderful. This neighborhood is very family-friendly and near excellent schools. Let me show you a perfect room for a nursery. I waved them ahead while I visited the restroom. As I turned to head back, a little girl stood in front of me. She was maybe 6 years old, with blonde ringlets, wearing a flower dress and carrying a small doll dressed like a princess. "Have you seen my mommy?" she asked. "I'm afraid not, sweetie. Do you live nearby?" Without replying, she turned and walked away. Curious, I followed. She kept walking, repeating the same question over and over. "Have you seen my mommy?" I thought maybe she was just lost, and my newly developing maternal instincts drove me to help her. I continued to follow her throughout the house. Eventually, we ended up outside, where she stopped underneath a large oak tree. She turned around and asked her question once more, to no avail. Concerned, I went back inside and rejoined Helen and Jack. Jack was the first to notice my expression. "Honey, what's wrong?" "I'm not sure," I said. "Helen, do any families around here have little girls around 6 years old?" "Not that I know of." "Why do you ask?" "Because one's outside now." They both went to the window and looked out. "There's no one there," Jack said when they turned back around. "Maybe she wandered off?" I asked. "I'm worried about her." "She probably went home." "What did she look like?" he asked. I described her appearance, her clothes, and the doll. When I finished, Helen looked nervous. "Helen, what's wrong?" She hesitated. "Well, that sounds like an old story they tell around here, but it's just a legend." "What happened?" I pressed. "A young family lived here. The mother was pregnant. One day a neighbor reported strange noises coming from the house. A church member came to check and found the mother and 6-year-old daughter stabbed to death. The father was arrested and eventually convicted of murder." "That's awful," I exclaimed. "Why did he do it?" "That's the thing. He went to his grave insisting he didn't, that he came home and found them that way. Could someone have broken in and killed them?" Jack asked, enthralled. "No one ever found any evidence of it." "But that's not the strangest part," said Helen. "What is?" I asked, a sense of dread filling me. "The father insisted to his last breath that they never had a daughter." I looked outside again. The little girl looked up at me from beside the tree and smiled.